hopefully you can hear me over those two mowers running. I just put new batteries in both mowers. Decided to just start fresh and get them fired up, see what they do. The SCAG still has idling issues, as you can hear from here. The John Deere is running pretty sweet. But to fix the SCAG, I've decided instead of tearing the carburetor out, rebuilding it, cleaning it out, putting it back together, putting it back in, I found out that on Scamazon you can buy an entirely new carburetor, fuel pump, fuel line, oil filter, an entire kit for that motor with a new carburetor, completely brand new, made of Chinesium, of course. But the entire thing to my door was $40. I decided that was a better route than trying to mess around with this carburetor and get it back up and going and running better. I figured just throw a new carburetor at it, see if that would take care of it. For that kind of money, I was looking for a fuel pump, figuring I ought to replace that, and I found the whole carburetor, fuel pump, and everything for $40. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the John Deere down, hop on the SCAG, hopefully it still moves, and bring it down into the shop and start working on it. I could have shown you changing out the batteries, but I'd have to hope if you're going to work on a carburetor or take one out, you probably know how to put red cable on positive, black cable on negative, and tighten a couple of bolts. But I could be wrong. Anyways, gonna go ahead and just get it down in the shop and start working on it. least the camera stayed up there. As you can tell, this is a SCAG mower, not a Harley Davidson. So that idle's a little rough. Now I'm going to let it cool down, and I'll start tearing into the carburetor. See you in a few. Okay, back at it. It's cooled off a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start taking things apart. See if I can't get to that carburetor. That's metric. Let's see what we got. Ooh. So, make it easier to get at, I think I'm going to try taking this plate assembly off. See, now it's missing one bolt. I'd have to say somebody else has already done some, I think at some point. These are on the other side. Go figure. What are the odds those screws will come out of there? And then this lid? Probably. Let's try. Put it off. It's too small for that.
fuel go everywhere. So I also bought a new fuel pump for it. That's what initially I was going to buy. I figured it wouldn't hurt anything to have a new fuel pump. Those two bolts. Honestly, this plate here probably doesn't need to come off to get the carburetor out, but it is in the way of it. I'm going to take it off. So it's not in the way at all. Come on. There's a trick, turn it 90 degrees. Right off. Let's see what we got here. This is going to bump me up to a 3/8. Yep, 3/8. Yeah, that or a 10 millimeter. Wow. 10 millimeter. Surprisingly, I found it. 10 millimeters are always missing. So those look like they go all the way. All the way into the carburetor, from all the way back here, all the way down into there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and detach the fuel line, this vacuum line, and probably oh, great, there's a nice little wire there that mouse chewed on. Great. Great. Just what I want to find. Bad wiring. Great. Alright. Carburetor looks like it disconnects via this. And that up there. Hopefully that stuff doesn't break. Yeah, let's get the lines off. This one off here. Fuel goes everywhere. loose. Regular pliers for that. Looks like some kind of PCV setup. Gets the crankcase vented. Let's just take that right off. There, that's completely right off. I'm not sure you can see what I'm doing. Try to at least. There, gotta be able to see that, right? Why not? This is where parts will fly off everywhere. Okay. This is blocking the carburetor a little bit. There's, come on, choke piece here. That just pops off. It's just a little bushing. Locks it in here. There, see? Just pop it off the rod, spin it a little bit, comes right out of there. Don't want to lose that because I'll probably never find another one. Okay, so I've got plug-in wire here. Goes to the bottom of the bowl. Looks like ground wire here. And the throttle linkage there. And it's got another one of these connectors down at the bottom. And a little spring. Way. Looks like I need to attach that. That's on the bottom. That's helpful. And plastic tabs. I assume these are very easy to break. On top of this little tab, also got a spring. Which I can't see how it's attached. Let's see here. The spring's no more than a wire, really. Come on. Got it. That's a pain in the butt. All right. So what are you supposed to do here? How the heck? Huh. I really don't want to take this whole rear frame off just to get a carburetor off. That'd kind of suck. Huh. Great. Looks like what I gotta do, or try seeing if these studs will come out of the casting. Somehow I get the idea if I try that, I'm gonna regret it. So I'm gonna try it. Steel under aluminum. So it's probably just gonna break right off. And I'm probably gonna regret this because I'll end up having to take the whole intake manifold off and get all new gaskets. Machine out the old boat. These vice grips are junk. Oh, these are junk. Huh? Well, I didn't expect that to turn so easy. Haha, this one doesn't. This one will be the one that breaks off. Or maybe not. That's very unexpected. You watch, they'll both be broken off already. Somebody just JB welded them in there or something. You watch. Need to find a stool that's bending over for freaking 20-year-olds. Alright, which one of you stole my stool? There it is. Much better. Come on. Probably can just take this one side out. Nope. Nope. No such luck. Wonder if we could bolt a Holly on here. Just put like a nice Holly 4-barrel right there, and I'll call it good. Yeah, you're right. Put a 2-barrel. 4 barrels too much. There we go. Carburetor is removed. And it is nasty. Definitely nasty. You can see the corrosion where that ground bolt was. Great. There's that little spring I was talking about. Literally, it's just a wire. Well, let's see if I ordered the right replacement carburetor. Let's see what we got in the box. Alright, so into the box. Hopefully this is the right box. And it's the wrong box. Those are spindles for the John Deere 110. But these off Amazon too. All three of those with blades was 130 bucks. Alright, give me a minute to find the right box. You guys up there. See if I can work with this. And did I get the right box? Looks like I got the right box. Oh, that's a lot of stuff in a small. Okay. Fuel pump, yeah, okay. Yeah, fuel line, yep, okay. And fuel filter, yep, okay, yep, And there's the piece of Chinesium we are looking for. Great. Doesn't appear to be bent or anything. Probably gonna have to adjust that screw. That looks pretty good. Of course, there's no name on it. Alright, let's see if it fits. Side by side, that's the wrong side. Well, if nothing else, you can see it's cleaner. There's green wire detached. There's green wire detached right here. That they give you a brand new one that goes up in the crankcase somewhere. It means tearing all that apart. Guess what I'm not planning to do unless I absolutely have to. Yeah, tear all that apart. So what do you think? Put it on, no new gaskets or anything, just stuff it in? Yeah, me neither. It's only 40 bucks for all these parts, but still. Don't want to screw it up that bad. I'll just put that in an unsafe place for now. Wow, the gasket came off. I thought I was going to have to fight that. Everything I think I'm going to fight on this machine ends up just coming right off. That actually came off pretty clean too. Wow. Okay. Cool. Let's see if we got a new one of these. Survey says, yep, we do. We do indeed have a new one of those. It's going way too easy. Something's going to blow up when I try to start it. I know it will. It's going way too simple. Brand new fancy dancy gasket. holes even line up. It goes this way. I think it does go that way. Seems a little better centered. So something's a little offset. At least that's what I'm thinking. Now we can get that carburetor over here first. So this is a pretty decent looking gasket. Normally I'd spray some gasket sealer or something on here. But see now the old one didn't have it. This one doesn't appear to need it either. I'll go ahead and leave it alone. What I am going to do, even though these came out nice and easy, I'm going to take some Never Seas, coat the threads. That way, which way does this go again? Nope, this way. There we go. There's a little stain on there. So, like so. I'm pretty sure that gasket would go either way. It feels like there's a little bit of a step on one side if I don't put it on this way. If you note on the studs, this one's got less threads than this one. Or this end, I mean. This end has less threads than the other end. So now I just need to take that, put that through the hull, get that past there. Oh, come on. See, I told you something was going to fight me eventually. I'm hitting that throttle piece by the looks of it. Aha. Oh, I was hitting the stud on the bottom of the body there. Not the body, but the intake manifold. Those are both started. Don't want to make sounds like that. That's bad noises. Whether that goes back into place. There we go, that's better. That's more like it. So I'm going to take this old wire here. Where is it going to tell it's just a high wire? Nothing super crazy. I'm going to take it, clean it up a little bit. I'm going to take the screw out like I did on the old carburetor. Just reuse it. That's all it is, a ground wire. Now that white wire back in there, that I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. So that could be a problem. What I should do is take everything apart and replace it. I don't see that happening. What I think I'm gonna do is probably try to find some wire sealant and just coat over it. Try to seal it up. Okay, come on. New wire. Jump in. Stick it in there. torque spec, of course. So next I'm going to do the linkage. This could get a little tricky. Got that piano wire of the spring. Got that off. Then looks like you slide the plastic bushing back. That plastic bushing. Once that's back, should be able to weasel the linkage piece out like that. Looks like it should have gone back a little bit more, but whatever. Or turned. See how it's got a step on either side? Oh well, it should still work. That goes on all the way back there. See? Now that I put that wire on, I can't pull it out and get to it. So guess what I get to do? Take that back off. Great. Nothing like doing something 5 times. Okay, now I can slide this back out to here, and this can go into here somehow, hopefully. Come on. I don't know why this stuff has to be difficult. Come on. Yeah, the trick is put the plastic in first. Okay, that's in. So I took the plastic bushing off of the rod, stuck that in first. Oh, so that's the trick, see? Went right in. And to rehook this piano wire, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. So tiny. Trying to use the screwdriver to push the tip of it in there, but not how much luck with that. Let's try. What if I put what if I put the hook in first? Aha. Figuring it out now. I put that never cease. I'm going to put a little never cease on here. Don't know that it'll do any good, but can't really hurt it. So that spring's on. That's all attached, so that's happy. And then for the choke, I need this piece. Let's go in like that. Hope that's right. It's not. I'll have to tear it all apart again. So anyway, I think that's right. So now we get the fun of reattaching this hook spring thing down here. Down there. Somehow. I don't know how I just did that, but I got it in there. There's that piece. But if you remember, we had a clip on there holding it. Put the same clips. Alright, who remembers how that went in there? No, it popped out. I think that's what needs to happen anyways. The linkage popped out of the hole, so now I was able to get the plastic piece in, kind of like what we did up top. Plastic piece first. Just gonna get that to go in. It does have a little notch in it. Come on. There we go. Aha! Somehow I got that in there. Somehow I got that in there. So I'm going to get this red wire out of the way. Okay, I cleaned that off, blew it out with some air hose. And there, lines up like that. So if I just go into here like that. Yahtzee? Yahtzee. Let's call that good. Okay. Need these two nuts again. Pretty sure this rig's going to need a new ignition switch. As I put the new battery in, fired it up, no problems. Then it stalled. It's like, alright, yeah, whatever, that's fine. I'm going to change the carburetor. It's plugged up a little bit, no big deal. Went to crank it over again, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. This thing didn't even think of cranking over. Didn't do a click, didn't do anything. It just went, turn the key and nothing. Like, oh, must be a seat safety switch. Maybe that's why. Maybe there was a seat safety switch and I didn't realize it because it was stuck or something. So I hop on it, still nothing. So then I go ahead and, try persuading it, start hitting stuff. Tapped on the ignition switch a few times, and then I turned the key, and then it fired right up again. It started cranking over. Went from absolutely nothing to you hit the ignition switch a few times. And if you're noticing on this, I'm using the proper torque spec. You just turn it till click and click. Proper torque spec. Works every time until it doesn't. So now we need our fuel line, which, if you remember, I was planning to do a new fuel pump. Let's see if we got that. Did we get a fuel pump? Yes, we did get a fuel pump. Is this the right one? Maybe not. Well, screen's in a different spot, so that's different. And it's got screws, so this one looks like it's rebuildable. There's this old one, looks like it's just a throwaway unit, which is exactly what I'm going to do with it. Throw it away. Let's see if these break loose. Oh, that one breaks loose. That one broke loose. Probably use this line. This is the only line I did not replace the last time we worked on this, which is the vacuum line. It's the pulse line from the engine that works the pump. The reason I didn't replace it because it goes up in here, up and around into there. It looks like it'd be a real pain to get to it. But this line is still somewhat flexible. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it's great, because you're going to know better. It goes up into there. I'm going to say it's still usable for now, mainly because I don't want to go up into there, and under the cooler, up into all that fun stuff. Just, yeah, I don't want to. Really don't want to right now. What I really want to do, put this new fuel pump on and drip fuel everywhere. And then I want to fire it up, see if it idles any better. Put these plates back on, fire it up, see what we get for results. Now this fuel pump could be perfectly fine. I was thinking, it's an old machine, amount of hours that are on it. This is what I was thinking, go ahead and change this out just to do it. So I just threw it out, and I mean it was running with that pump. Is that pump mint condition? No. Can I replace it for less than $10? Apparently. So hopefully this new one. One sign it did give me that the fuel pump could be tired was when I fired it up, fuel filter is not filling completely. So I was kind of wondering, maybe that has something to do with the running problem. Maybe it's starting a little bit until it gets higher RPMs. The pump's kind of tired, so it's not pumping as good. Of course, it could be that pulse line that I don't want to replace too. Could be that's got a crack in it somewhere. That's causing an issue. Alright, which one was the fuel line, which was the pulse line? You were supposed to memorize that. You guys are supposed supposed to tell me that. I'm pretty sure that's hooked up right. The reason I'm saying that is because that's the way it's going to go. One, come on. Two, this is the lower part of the diaphragm here, this higher part, where that's hooking into. So I'm thinking that would be where the air sucks, and then this is where the fuel comes in. Could be wrong. Yeah. Looking at the old fuel pump, that looks like a dry connection, that looks like a wet connection. So I'm going to assume I got it right. We're going to plug her in. Come on. You always got to fight with you. Yep, that works good. Tuck that back in there. And I need the fuel line from the carburetor to the fuel pump, which can go like that and like that. That's connected to that, that's connected to that, that's connected. This still needs to be connected, which is part of the plates. Hopefully the pulse line's still good. Sure, why not? Oh, still need this line from here to here. PCV, whatever. That back on, and go over here. Sure, why not? That looks pretty good. Connected, 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 plugged in, hooked up. All right, I'm gonna try to get that plate on here. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, because I am. So, we'll notice he's on there. Not gonna hurt it. Alright, does that fuel line go behind it or in front of it? I don't remember. Thinking nothing else. This PCV valve one went behind it. Come on. Get back off there. That looks a little better. That still seems kind of tight. But I don't see any wear on the outside of the plate, indicating to me that that wasn't just like that. So that's why I'm going to put it. Right or wrong, that's the way it's going. Come on. Fuel line's not pinched or anything, so that's good. Those are on. This back on. And it does go behind it. What do you know? And that's clipped on. Okay. All right, need this plate. That plate's kind of important. So where this plate was on there, it was on the back side of this bottom plate. Which, unless you pull it back like this, rubs up against the linkages. I don't really like that. Try it, I guess. Never sees on there. pull it back a little bit. It's not rubbing these throttle cables, choke cables. That's locked in. Alright, so as you can see, I got the air filter back on. Sorry about your ears. So air filter's back on, new carburetor, new fuel pump. So now all that's left is put it away. But of course we got to give it a try first. We'll give it a run around, see how it does. Check the oil. Yep, still in there. How about this oil? Still any in here? Yep, still a little milky. Remember the last time I worked on this, we changed the oil for the transmissions twice, trying to get it had a bunch of moisture in the oil, still has more than I want to see in there. It's not clean, but you can't really drain. The motor's out, as far as I know. Could be wrong. Don't yell at me. Stop yelling at me. Come on. Anyway. So it's got a new fuel filter, fuel lines, hydro oil filter, which I used AMSOIL in both the engine and the hydros. AMSOIL makes a zero-turn hydro oil. I know it's just motor oil, but whatever. Anyways, they make a special oil for it. I got the AMSOIL zero-turn motor oil in it. Yeah, we got the new carburetor in it, new battery. Like I said, it's probably going to need a new ignition switch because this one seems janky. But yeah, let's see if it'll fire up again and take it for a spin. Put it away for the night before it gets dark. It doesn't have headlights. Let's see what it'll do. Okay, so no choke, little throttle. Pretty good. Throttle down. Just sitting there idling.
the way it should sound. Doesn't sound like a Harley anymore. No choke, just throttle. So, I think this one's ready to run. It's time to give it a good pressure washing. Call up a buddy of mine, have him come up, go through that deck with me. Probably won't see that on video. I doubt he wants to deal with being videotaped. Sorry. But yeah, I want to make sure he thinks that's all ready to go. I'll probably have to buy a new belt, maybe some pulleys or something. I'm not sure. But got some illegals. Yep, crossing the border. COVID doesn't stop them. So this thing, this wonderful green piece of apparatus that identifies as a mower, I got this thing dirt cheap. So I'm trying to get into the mowing stuff. Got to make money because I'm trying to do it as a full-time gig now. I've got the mowers, got the tractor, advertising like crazy. I'm bidding on a few jobs. Trying to make it on my own. I'm getting a CNC machine so I can do that too. Try to do stuff indoors and outdoors. See where the money is and go from there. But anyway, this thing I picked up for 200 bucks. Common problem with these, the hydro transmission slips a little bit. Problem with this one, hydro transmission slips a little bit. So what I've seen some guys do, there's no drain on it, so they'll take the whole rear axle out, transaxle, flip it upside down, drain it out, put a no slip in for like a transmission or hydrostatic transmission, which I did buy some from Lucas, and fresh oil. And they've had, from what I've seen online, they've had pretty good luck with it. I don't really care if it fixes it. I'd like it to fix it. Right now it's kind of a backup mower. I was trying to start out cheap instead of dropping, 20 grand into a set of mowers, and then everybody around here keeps underbidding me and I can't get work kind of problem. Then I got payments on 20 grand worth of mowers. So what I did was I bought this for 200. Figured if I can get the work, I can at least start with this, and if I can get the work, I can upgrade. Well, then I found this thing, thinking this would be a little better, and I'd rather have two mowers. Really like that with zero turn. This one had a bagger on it, but the guy sold that before I got to it. So I picked this up for 1,300 bucks. It's got a 27 horse Kohler motor, 61-inch deck, SCAG Wildcat. So hopefully everything's good on it. I'll have to get some blades. Could use some rear tires, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what I can do with it, and hopefully fix it up enough to at least get this business started. Get the mowing side of it started anyway, see how that goes. There's a lot of people out there mowing, so I'm kind of worried about it, especially with the fuel prices right now, where you're paying, like I put $200 through my truck this weekend. Went on a trip up north, ready to take a mini vacation before the busy season starts up. So I took Friday, Saturday, Sunday, went up north, about a 4-hour trip each way. And yeah, it was $4.36 a gallon up there. Down here it's still like $4.19 a gallon. When you got a 50-gallon tank in your dump truck, yes, I took the dump truck. That's all I've got for a good vehicle to go up the highway with. The old dump truck down there, or over there, whatever, the old GMC is not good for the highway when it tops out at like 50 and screams. Anyways, yeah, 200 bucks just in fuel for that. So mowing, I mean, you figure if you drive 10 miles and you get 10 miles a gallon, you're talking $5 each way. If you only got one lawn, you're only charging 20 bucks. Then you're doing it legal and you're paying taxes on it, there's another 30%. And if you're doing it carefully and properly and you've got insurance, I haven't figured out how much of a percent that works out to be, because you got to make profit or make enough money to come out of it. But I do know with taxes, you make $1, they get 30 cents of it. So yeah, hopefully hopefully it works out. Hopefully I can get some customers with these pieces of equipment. At least get myself established, get going. Go from there. I think I'm going to call it good for this video. Please like and subscribe if you had any interest in the video or any of the stuff I'm working on. If there's more stuff you'd like to see on the mower, or if you got any thoughts on it, you know, fixing it up, anything, common problems that I really should know about that I don't, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. The same goes with the John Deere. I mean, I told you what I think is going to happen and what's going to be done with it. The money I get into it, it's only got 400 something hours on it. It's a Briggs & Stratton motor, 20 horse. I'm going to give it a try. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thanks for watching. I hope somehow you got something out of it for the carburetor. It wasn't that bad of a job, honestly. I thought it went pretty easy. Now you know you got to take the studs out of the intake manifold and just to get the damn thing out, or you'd have to drop this rear skid plate, which is 2 bolts either side, 3 bolts down here on the bottom it looks like, or up, no, it'd be these 3 and those 2 on either side. Then you could take that out of the way. So if your studs don't come loose like mine did very easily, I would definitely do that, because you're talking about a steel bolt into an aluminum casting. Aluminum and steel oxidize to each other, if you didn't know that. So they'll corrode, kind of rust weld themselves. And if you try to force that out of there, you're probably going to break the stud. So if it doesn't come out as easy as mine did, I would really recommend taking those bolts out and taking that rear plate off. I mean, yeah, theoretically you could put heat to it, but you're talking about putting heat to an area where there's gas. Heat as in torch. I would not recommend that. It's not a good idea. Anyways, like I said, thank you for watching. I hope it helped you in some way. Have a great night.